So initially, I wasn't going to do this video, but someone in my server said something that made me think doing this would be the funniest video ever. So shout out to you. I hate this game. Why? Because more often than not, I can say something isn't going to hit than the times it does. Doesn't matter if it's offline, doesn't matter if it's online, it's going to not work if it doesn't want to work that day. And that's what it is. Sidestepping being jank, attacks coming out that I definitely did not press, banished battles I can win in one match, then all of a sudden my banished input is being eaten. Alongside the issues I had previously, the game just didn't feel that impactful. The rest supers definitely pack a punch due to the impact frames, but outside of those custom scenes, essentially everything outside the game doesn't line up with the intensity they're trying to push. Picture this. You're cooking a cookie from scratch. Typically, if you messed up on any of the ingredients, you wouldn't be able to tell from first appearances. You'd have to taste it first. You take a bite, and then you realize the cookie's dry, bitter, undercooked, and falls apart in your mouth almost instantly. That is the experience of playing Sparking Zero. I have multiple clips to showcase my frustration with some commentary behind it to further show the reasonings as to why I uninstalled this game and will not be returning unless another update happens or the DLC surprise drops. So let's take a look at those clips together and we can determine if it's a skill issue or a game issue. While I was looking for more clips, the amount of bugs in this game is just insane. So he goes to use his 2-stock skill and look at the camera. Look at the camera. That right there honestly just let me know how the game functions probably. I think the game realistically moves too fast to keep up with all the inputs that we have as players. I'm going to be completely honest because there's no reason, and this isn't the first time I've seen this happen. This is just the first documented one I have. There's no reason why when you do something like this, it is not on the character, like consistently. There's no reason. And it just has me think about when you're doing your basic actions, because I'm not going to lie, I could not find the clip where I was in training. I'll just explain the clip to you. I was in training. I was doing my light hit combo. I did 3 square attacks, and after I did my square attack, he started doing a charged forward attack without me actively holding down my square button. Like, he just did it by himself momentarily in that instance, and it was in training while waiting for another player. I've been looking through all my clips and I literally cannot find it for some reason, but it's in one of these. There's so many clips I had, not that one down there. It is in one of these ones. I cannot find it. I don't know why I can't find it, but I know that it happened. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it and hope that they patched it out by the time this video releases, because I don't know why that happened. That was one of the main things that pissed me off, because it felt like every time, oh my gosh. But hold on, before I get to that, it felt like every time I was doing a combo, it was like the game was trying to register whether I was holding down a charged attack or just doing a regular light attack, and I don't know what the heck to do with that. But outside of that, what I was going to say was, when I was fighting this other opponent, it was in an online match. We basically were scrapping, right? And there was every so often while we were scrapping, my attack would just stop working. It would just stop entirely. It would stop working entirely. Did not have a clue why that was happening. This is just training. I'm actively looking for the clip, but it would just stop working like as I was going to fight him. I think it was a hit player. I really don't recall, but I do recall that junk just not working properly. Not against this guy, bro. I hate Super Saiyan 4 Vegetas. I'm gonna be completely honest. You guys all play the same. There's so many. If I come on this game and I see the same bugs that I'm talking about here later on in the future, I won't be happy to report it, but I will be able to at least have some more concrete evidence that it's there, because right now it seems like I'm saying a whole bunch of hoopla, like it doesn't happen, but it does. And while I have you here, I think they need to tune Wild Sense, because there's no reason why you get your stock incredibly fast. Like, it's way faster than Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and then on top of that, it like supersedes and overwrites everything in the game. If I want to do a vanish attack and we're in a vanish war, he can just stop playing and counterattack me because he has Wild Sense on. It's absurd. I was fighting that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and while we were in the vanish, I was like, oh, I got him. And he had Wild Sense on. Like, why do I have to take into account Wild Sense? And I wouldn't mind if it did like 1k, even like 800 damage or something. I don't know, bro, but like 2.9k, let's assume that the values for all the health is 10,000, and you're doing 2.9k. That is literally 20% of a health bar, almost 30% for just having Wild Sense on. And you see how fast you get your freaking stock back. It's insane. Like, you get it back by doing literally anything in the game. This dude literally just hit me with a counter and it just started zoom. It's ridiculous. But I honestly, this just ended up becoming a rant video because I can't find exactly what I'm looking for. But yeah, I really am not a fan of where Sparking Zero is at still. They did a patch. It's a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? I really do think that some things are incredibly overtuned while basic mechanics are incredibly undertuned. Like, just in general, it's insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me how you can just get away with so much crap, and then when you should be doing certain things properly and the game is just not allowing it to function. So for example, I get into a lot of dash battles. I get into a lot of vanish battles. Sorry guys, I'm a bit excited. I get into a lot of vanish battles, and when I get into those battles, it feels like I'm losing where I shouldn't. Like, the game is locking me out from vanishing out. And I can't say if it's true or not, but I can only go based on the clips that I had personally while I was playing this game. And every time I got into a vanish war, it would be like I would get into a consistent vanish war, and then all of a sudden I can't vanish anymore. Like, I've gone all the way up to the wire. I don't think they have it to where it's like if you do eight vanish war attacks, then you're just locked out. Whoever initiated it wins. I don't think it's like that, but it's happened so often that I feel like it is like that. Like, I've had enough ki to be able to actively continue fighting, and it just does not allow me to use it while I'm vanishing. I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I had more to say, but honestly, this is just a rant video now. I'm just saying the game is just not functional. It's not functional, or if it is functional, it's barely functional at best. I'm still disappointed. I told people to go out and buy it, and it feels like over time the connections of the game's mechanics has gotten worse. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know how you would circumvent that, you know what I'm saying? But man, the thing is I love Dragon Ball. Like, at least I love the idea of Dragon Ball. Let me put it like that. I love the idea of Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, I've read every freaking comic, or every manga, excuse me. I've read every freaking manga. I've read every series. I know about every character. I'm not gonna even sit here in front like I did. But I will say that I like the battles. I like how they showcase fighting, and from what I know from them showcasing fighting, the fighting should not be feeling like we're fighting with quicksand on our feet or on our hand or on our body. It shouldn't be feeling like that, yet for some reason it does. The most that feels good is just mashing square, and even then you have a pretty much 50-50 chance that it's actually going to complete, or it may just reset itself. Oh, another thing, since this is a rant video, why does backstepping do absolutely nothing? I backstep to get out of the way of the attack of my opponent, right? But literally they just dash up in front of me anyways. Like, it's like it doesn't even matter that I backstepped. Why do you even have that as a mechanic if it doesn't do anything? I backstep to get out of the way, yet I still cannot get out of the way. I feel like sidestepping is the most useless mechanic in this game, bruh. I'm not going to lie. It's just like a luck-based mechanic. If you're in the right position at the right time and the stars are aligning, you will be able to sidestep consistently. But for me, I don't know if it's a skill issue, I don't know if it's a game issue, and at this point I'm losing my mind trying to determine which it is. But if it is a skill issue, okay, I'm down to eat my words. But every time I sidestep, it feels like I'm not behind my opponent, yet every time they sidestep on me, they're behind me every single time. If I go and backstep, it doesn't matter because they're still able to just go right in front of me regardless of what I'm doing. Like, it makes zero sense. There's mechanics that just feel like traps, like just straight up traps. I don't get it. I legitimately do not understand it. But with all that being said, if you guys want to see me pick up this game again, you know, like, I would personally not like to pick it up past what I told you guys, but if you would like to see me play this game more, like and subscribe for more content such as this, because I really don't know if it's even worth all that. I gotta get something out of my pain. I'm gonna be completely honest. I would take a like and a comment for my pain. A comment. Jesus, I'm talking too fast. I'm telling you guys, I realistically, I dropped tears for this game because it has been over a decade since we've had a Budokai Tenkaichi series. And yet, it feels like one of the worst iterations while looking like the best one. It's insane the space it's in. Like, if I was to show this gameplay to somebody, you would think that everything's working as intended, like straight up. On my end, guys, it feels terrible. It feels terrible. Not even offline feels that great. Honestly, since the update, it's felt a little bit better, but it still does not feel that great offline. I was hoping that online would be better with how people would find out stuff, but because of the game's clunkiness, people are just finding out ways to just abuse the mechanics of the game because the game doesn't actively have defenses against it besides the one button that you're constantly locked out of that has a 50-50 chance of working. You have to pray to the Sparking Zero gods. I don't know what to tell you past that point because it's like barely functional. I'm telling, that right there was annoying. But I'm just saying, guys, I wanted to get it off my chest. I really don't know what to really say other than I am utterly disappointed with the game, utterly disappointed with the space of the game. Oh, is this the match right here? I don't know, bro. This hit was putting the hands on me, though. I'll tell you, when people are actually playing, the game works functionally. It feels like one of the best Dragon Ball games in existence. I'm not going to lie. It feels like one of the best. Not the best, but one of the best. But it just, so often than not, it would rather not work. It would rather not work. It just is what it is, I guess.